the sin, the more I go. Cause you a bad money, she don't love money. She break hearts real fast like conman. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Take it, baby, baby, I ain't scared to take it. Oh, and maybe when I take it, oh, I feel it coming down too strong. Cause I want ya, and it's hard to resist. Cause I need ya, and it's hard, baby, yeah, cause I believe ya. Hold me tight, holding on tonight. Holding a couple, get to you clean and proper. Way I move, I know you can love her. You gon' have me on your mind forever. Ever, thanks, baby. Turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been keeping patience. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Show ya. Show me the car where you turn me on. Where you telling me you want me down.
Show me how you jigger.
Pick it off. Why you tryna find the pieces when you rip it off? Why I like it when you sit it when you take it off? Yeah, you know that I'm bad. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Show ya. Show me the car where you turn me on. Where you telling me you want me down. Done it, I done this before you falling. I won't catch you, don't know I'm stalling. Cause you love to have them all crying. Calling me sweeter, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this and the more I go. Cause you a bad money, she don't love money. She break hearts real fast like conman. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Take it, baby, baby, I ain't scared to take it. Oh, and maybe when I take it, oh, I feel it coming down too strong. Cause I want ya, and it's hard to resist. Cause I need ya, and it's hard, baby, yeah, cause I believe ya. Hold me tight, holding on tonight. Holding a couple, get to you clean and proper. Way I move, I know you can love her. You gon' have me on your mind forever. Ever, thanks, baby. Turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been keeping patience. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Show ya. Show me the car where you turn me on. Where you telling me you want me down.
Show me how you jigger.
Pick it off. Cause you love to have them all crying. Calling me sweet, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this and the more I go. Cause you a bad money, she don't love money. She break grass real fast like con money. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? Cause honestly, I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy. I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around. Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Take it, baby, baby, I ain't scared to take it. Oh, and maybe when I take it, oh, I feel it coming down too strong. Cause I want ya, and it's hard to resist. Cause I need ya, and it's hard, baby, yeah, cause I believe ya. Go hold me tight, holding on tonight. Oh, don't cover, don't get to you clean and proper. Way I move, ain't no weekend lover. You gon' have me on your mind forever. Ever, thanks, baby. Turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been keeping patience. Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Show ya. She made it call the way you turn me on. The way you telling me you wanted me down. Pick it off. Why you tryna find the pieces when you rip it off? Why I like it when you sit it when you take it off? And you know that I'm bad. Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night?
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Tremendous Tech Tuesdays with Heath.
I'm here too, guys.
Queen Tracy, the super producer, is over here in the background. So we know that Queen Tracy is on the scene. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Much love to Queen Tracy, y'all.
Team Early, good evening.
That's my man, Crop 919. The 919 is in the building. That's Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, for y'all that don't know. What's going on, my man? I see you changed your picture up, man. Okay, I see you. I see you out here. The fresh cut. No doubt, no doubt. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, all thoughts shared here are my own thoughts and do not speak on behalf of my employees. So I just wanted to drop that out there.
Preach.
Let y'all know. Hey, I'm here every Tuesday at 8 a.m. EST, 8 p.m. EST to assist your pivot into tech, help you up-level your income, or demystify your entry into FANG companies. So ask me anything that's on your mind. If you're thinking about career change, moving into tech, maybe you're a new college graduate, you just graduated, you don't know what to do, how to get into tech, who to talk with, you might need to subscribe. You might need to subscribe.
Describe, baby.
You might need to subscribe while I'm describing what you need to do out here in this tech game.
What are we talking about today?
Hey, we're going to talk about how to keep the job search going after you get rejected, right?
That's a tough one. I think this is a good one to talk about because I think a lot of people give up. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the times you don't want to give up, really. This is a really good time to look for a job. Yeah,
because you have to go at it more than once sometimes. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about pivoting to tech when you are non-technical. Okay. I know somebody needs to hear that.
How do you do that? Yeah, like what are the steps? And we can share our story. We're going to tell our story a little bit too.
Yeah, so that's some more demystification for y'all this evening. Hey, if you want a private one-on-one session with your man Heath, that is not a problem. You can reach down into the description here make an appointment with me, and I'm glad to sync with you offline if you want to do a deep dive into your pivot roles that you want to consider. Maybe you're looking to get into a FANG, you're up-leveling your income, whatever it is, I am available. So shout at me.
Yeah, just click in the link and you'll see it'll go straight to his Calendly.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of people recently.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people benefiting from.
A lot of people being smart about the pivot.
The pivot. Speaking of pivot, the pivot point this evening is we're going to remember to take care of yourself when you're searching for a job, right? Because it can be a lot of hard work.
Yeah, you can feel like you're getting beat up too.
It can mess with your mind a little bit. So we're gonna chop it up on that as well. And if this is your first time here, my name is Heath. I am a parent podcaster, joyfully married to the Queen for 31 years. I'm also a tech sales, cloud sales specialist. So hey, if you want to pivot into tech, you want to up-level your income, you want to figure out how to get into FANG companies, join me here at 8 p.m. EST every Tuesday. And I'm going to be talking about what's emerging in the tech space. Jobs that pay more than $75 an hour. You know, there are folks looking for people like you. They have jobs available.
There's a shortage right now. Healthcare and tech is a shortage.
I mean, some of these jobs paying $185,000 per year or more, and they can't find people.
Nope.
So we got you. We got you right here. Let's get this bag. And if you're new here, definitely let me know down in the comments that you're new to the show. Type new you down in the comments so I can chop it up with you after the show and get to know you and say what's happening. So welcome to Tremendous Tech Tuesday with Heath. Boom. That thing short and sweet. That transition short and sweet right there, ain't it, baby? That thing like boom. That thing different than the Saturday morning show right there.
Oh, Lord.
It's all good.
It's all right. It's all right.
So let's get into it. We're going to talk about how to keep going when you're getting rejected, right? So like when you're out here looking for these roles, you're making these career pivots, you're talking about a number of different things, right? You may not get it on the first hit, right? There are more than 10 million job openings in the United States, people. More than 10 million. And it is easier today to apply to a job than it has ever been, right? It's just kind of point and click, send a resume, apply, fill out the information, boom, right? And so if you can imagine what it's like for these recruiters, they have like this literal mountain inside of their computer of resumes and people. And so what you want to do is, like, if you don't get a hit on the first try, the second try, the first 100 tries, don't let that rejection
don't let it
off
stop
your game, right? You got to keep going.
It's kind of a game too.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It's a lot of videos on YouTube showing you how to get your hit. On your CV, your resume, whatever you call it, through these computers, through these bots.
Right. Scroll that up some, baby. So, yeah, I think, one of the things that you want to, there are a couple points that I want to bring out here connected to this, right? And so the first thing is, hey, you're going to be ignored, so just kind of get ready for that. But you got to persist anyway. Persist anyway. In the church, they say, hallelujah anyhow.
Oh, Lord.
So what's the point? It's like, just because you got a rejection today, that means you're that much closer to a yes tomorrow. So you want to keep going, keep growing, learn what you need to learn, and just get down into it, right? So be understanding, be reasonable. Every hiring manager that sees your resume is not going to respond. They're not going to necessarily react to it and reach out to you, all of those kinds of things. So just be ready for that and just keep going. All right, so that's the first point. The second point is, don't try to get into like beating these bots, right? So a lot of some people call them sniffers, right? They'll go in, they'll look at your resume. It's kind of like an AI algorithm that goes in and that looks at your resume and see if you have certain words in the resume and all of that stuff, right? So if you go into preparing your resume based on that, you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot. So don't even try to beat the AI, right? What you want to do is, you don't want to worry about fancy formats, none of those kinds of things. What you want to do is understand the roles that you're going for. Look at the job descriptions of those roles. And then what you want to do is take from those job descriptions and incorporate some of those words into your resume, right? So you're just kind of framing it up a little better, maybe than the standard language that you're using. So that's another pro tip for you, right? Understand the roles you're going after and use some of that language in your resume.
No, don't use some of it. Use that language. So what you do is you look at the description, right? And then if they say must manage whatever, you put that in your resume.
Right.
Because that's what the bot is looking for. It's
Mhm.
sniffing out the same words.
It's
So
like
that's what you need to keep in
the
mind.
bot trying to sniff it.
So more simple, the better.
Keep it simple, sweetie. That's the kiss right there, right?
Yeah,
Did we
keep
learn
it
that in-
simple, sweetie.
Did we
I
learn
like
that in school?
Yeah, no, I don't think I learned it
Where
in
you,
school.
Where you learn kiss from, baby?
I don't think I learned it in school. No.
I learned how to kiss in school.
Oh, Lord. I didn't.
Okay, number 3, we're gonna make sure your resume is about you and what you bring to the table, right? What you are offering that respective company.
They can look up your company on Google.
So the point here is, in the old days, it was like, I worked here, I worked there, I worked here.
No,
right?
it's not like that anymore.
That's not how you're going to get a job these days. What they want to know is, what have you accomplished? What are the skills you bring? What are the things that you've learned? What are the certifications you possess? How are you going to take that and translate that into helping this company create income and revenue streams?
I
right?
did this, I did that.
Yeah, this
You know.
this is where I accomplished.
Right.
So that's another pro tip, right? You want to put all this stuff toward the top of the resume too, right? Because when I look at it, if I've got 1,000 resumes to kind of sort through, give me some stuff that's gonna catch my eye. Oh, this person was 110% to their plan in this fiscal year. This person won this award for XYZ, going above and beyond their person of excellence.
And if you're not in tech, put your skills, put your accomplishments in there.
That's right. Whatever you've done, whatever you've accomplished, whatever differentiates you from the marketplace, that's what you want to accentuate, right? So make sure that you're talking about you so they can see the skills that you possess at the top of the resume, and they can see that first. So that's a key point there.
Exactly.
Yes. So we hope let me give him those 1, 2, 3 again.
Okay.
Go back to the first one.
Okay.
So the first tip was, you're going to be ignored. Persist anyway. Number 2, don't worry about beating the bots.
No.
You need to talk about what is in that role that you're looking for and incorporate that into your resume.
The more simple, the better.
Simpler, the better. And number 3, make sure the resume is about you and what you can offer that business, right? So talk about accomplishments, skill sets, things that you bring to the business that will help that business create more income. All right.
Those were good, baby. I think about that a lot of times too when we were transitioning.
Oh, the transition.
Yeah, when we were transitioning. So to give you a
which
little
time?
background, to give you a little background, we were both in real estate before we transitioned into tech.
We were in real estate. And so what was cool about that was that there were skills that we learned along the way being in real estate, right? Learning to understand how do you work backward from what the customer's desired outcome is. Okay, so if I'm going to sell you a house, what kind of house are you looking for? Does it need to be 2 stories or 1 story? Or does it need to be 3 stories, right? Do you need a basement? Do you need it in this section of town? Where are you working, right? All of these different things, these components, these skill sets that we learned and developed doing real estate, understanding customers, understanding personalities, how to mirror people's body language. All of these kinds of things contribute to the things that I do today. But at the time, I wasn't doing it to understand how to be a tech salesperson.
No.
I was doing it to do the best job that I could for my client in terms of the real estate piece, and also developing my skills to get better and better in that space. And so the idea is that regardless of where you're pivoting from, you want to make sure that you're accentuating the things that you've learned along the way, the things that you do well, the things that you're naturally good at, the things that you've learned to be good at, and translate that into some of these roles that you'll be looking for into tech.
Right. And we probably make triple what we made in real estate.
That's true.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's something to keep in mind also.
Yeah, you can always do better. You can always grow. You can always learn, right?
And as far as jobs that are available out there, guys, there's so many jobs available out there. There's shortages actually happening in tech right now. Just like you hear about the shortages in healthcare, they're the shortages in tech.
And, that actually brings me to another thought, baby, is that, just because we're talking about pivoting into tech, like the first role that you get inside of a tech company doesn't have to be a technical role.
No.
Right. And so that's another powerful thing that I think that can help people, right? Because if you're going to do something technical, then you have to like go and get a certification, maybe get some skills and do some development, maybe do some projects or other things, maybe on a personal level to get some experience doing that technical thing that you're going to do. But if you are doing something else, right, like you have skills around managing projects.
They translate to tech.
They absolutely translate to tech, right? And so you can take all of these different skill sets that you have because tech companies need an array of skill sets. It does not have to necessarily be just tech skills.
Right.
So keep that in mind, right? And so I think Tracy and I are great examples of that.
Yep.
Right? We brought sales acumen, we brought sales skills, business acumen. We brought those kinds of experiences into tech, but we did not bring technical know-how into our tech jobs. So those are things that we developed and learned along the way and improved upon.
So the first thing you want to do is figure out what you want to do.
What do you want to do?
But a lot of people are like, well, how do I do that?
Uh-huh.
So for instance, I'll show you this really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
yeah, this is a great little example of what we're talking about right here, right? And so if you think about tech companies need an assortment of roles inside of their companies, right? And so if you look at the first one, community manager, and if you don't have these kinds of, if you don't have technical skills, okay, but you might have some skill sets that are applicable to being a community manager, right? So you need to be good with customers. You need to be friendly. You need to be open. You need to have high energy, have excellent listening skills, and to be organized. Now, like right just now when I read that, you know who I thought about?
Who did you think about?
Krupp 919.
Oh, ooh.
Krupp 919 has all of those skill sets, and then the reason that I know that is because I dealt with him on a day-to-day basis when I was at my last job, and he did not have a technical role. But if you think about something like a community manager,
that's good, baby.
He possesses all of those skills.
And the next one is what we transferred into.
We transferred into account management, right? So if you want to be an account manager, hey, do you work well in teams? Are you passionate about client services? I was just describing some of that passion, right?
Yep.
Are you able to negotiate, right? When you're a real estate agent, you're negotiating all the time. Hey, if you pay for this, I'll give you half a point on my commission.
Yep.
Hey, if your client will do X, Y, and Z, then we can figure out something else, right? So negotiation is certainly part of that. And can you manage a high level details of marketing and sales campaigns, right? And so I used to create my own marketing material. I would take pictures of the house, make the flyer, come up with the words, the vernacular that was used.
That's transferable,
right? All of those things are super important, and I use those skills.
This is a new relationship manager is a new role for the most part.
What do you know about the relationship manager role, baby?
Yeah, so relationship manager is fairly new in tech.
Okay.
And it's a problem solver kind of it's a problem solver.
It's like customer.
It's not. It's a higher level of
Yes,
because a lot of times you'll see it as customer success, relationship manager.
Mm-hmm.
Though when you see those job titles, the skills required are the ones you see here: confident, knowledgeable about core products. They're going to teach you about their products. Don't worry about that part.
Right.
Natural problem solver, high level of customer service and professionalism. My daughter's friend that lives in RTP transitioned from working in an office at a university to working for a tech company as a relationship manager or a customer success manager. So that is something you can transfer your skills to also.
I like it. Relationship manager.
And the last one, customer support. Everybody knows what that is. They're calling you up with their problems and you're helping them through them. Every tech company needs that.
Customer support. Like, what's going on? I bought this thing. I spent all this money with y'all. It's not working.
So take
Help
note
me
of
out.
these. Yeah, when you watch this show, guys, you need to have a pen and paper so you can write this down. That's how you can really, really set up a plan and attack it.
Grab your pens.
some job titles that are you can easily go into pivoting into tech is community manager, account manager, relationship manager, or customer success manager, and customer support.
I like it. Dropping the pearls, dropping the nuggets for the people.
So if you're struggling, to gain relevant experience, if you feel like you don't have that experience, you have to create your own.
Yeah, yeah, I see people do that all the time. There was I saw an example of someone at AWS. This guy didn't necessarily work for AWS, right? But he had a problem that he needed to solve, and he was really interested. He was genuinely interested in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and he had a cat.
Oh, that was a great story. Yeah, tell that one real quick.
Yeah, he had a cat, and his cat had this habit of bringing things into the house. And the things that the cat was bringing into the house were dead mice.
It's dead. It's dead.
Dead mice.
It's moving. It's gross. Yeah.
Dead other things. And
so what did he do?
The cat would show up with these things in his mouth, and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Right? So he wanted the cat not to bring the stuff into the house, but of course he didn't want his cat to be locked out. So what he wanted to do was to create a mechanism to be able to vet whether or not the cat had something in his mouth, whether it was day or night, and whether he was there or not, whether he was awake or asleep. So he actually created a mechanism that would open the window once the artificial intelligence vetted if something was in the cat's mouth or not.
Wow.
So essentially he had to train the model and understand what the cat looks like when the cat does not have anything in its mouth, right? So he had to feed all of this data into the computer, and then what he had to do was he had to go and find some kind of spring mechanism to open the window, right? He said that was actually the simple part, right?
So
it was just a
he did all of this. So how did he translate this?
What he did was he leveraged that experience. Well, actually, I don't know if he actually used that, but the point I'm making is that if you wanted to use that to get a job,
that's a good
that
example.
is a phenomenal use case to be able to demonstrate that, hey, I went in and I found the tools, I taught myself, I talked with a couple of people on some things I wasn't quite sure about, and I created this AI mechanism that created automation of opening and closing my window if my cat did not have any kind of foreign things in his mouth.
So some other ways, like we were talking about community manager, account manager, relationship manager, and customer support, some ways to create that experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super important.
The first one, community manager, start a group on a meetup. Meetup, everybody has meetup. Start a group there. Facilitate the meetings. Create a FAQ page. Establish a mailer and pull together a program that shows you have those skills that translate into community management.
That's a great example,
so
right?
That's how you can show that on your resume that, hey, I did this.
Right.
For account management, you can volunteer at a nonprofit. If you are selling something, if you are selling anything, if you are raising funds, right, events, that can transfer into account management.
They're like, okay, they know how to run stuff and sell stuff.
Exactly. Relationship manager. You can start a networking Facebook group. You can say, hey, all of us are trying to do these things. I'm managing this group. Connect with like-minded people with certain resources, events. It's showing those skills that relationship managers have to have. And then lastly, volunteer for a crisis hotline or a nonprofit to gain experience in helping people in difficult situations. That's going to translate into customer support.
Yeah, because if you're in customer support, you're going to be dealing with challenges and problems all the time that customers have, and so that's a great way to get some experiences, getting into some uncomfortable situations and being able to talk with people and talk people through those challenges.
The last thing you can do is join groups in your city and start to build your own network, right?
We put on for my city. Yeah, you're gonna meet people. You meet all kinds of people in the area where you are, right? And so there's such great advice to start where you are, right? And so you're gonna meet people. Some people are gonna be able to influence, to be influencers for you. Some people will be able to be mentors for you. So you look for things like Meetup and Eventbrite and tech meetups, and you're going to be around like-minded people who are in this space.
This community is good too. This community is another one.
This is a great community.
Yeah, a
right?
lot of people come on here. If you ask a question in the group, someone else might see it and say, hey, I have an idea, I have a connection. Make sure you're reaching out to people that are having that are enjoying the show, that are like-minded, other YouTube people that are doing this.
Yep.
Make sure you reach out and exchange information, be a networker. Become a networker when you're trying to come into this.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're going to get the opportunity, because someone's going to know you and they're going to say, hey, this is what's going on with this person, and I know this person.
Definitely. The moral of that story is definitely double click into your network, right? You need to leverage LinkedIn, leverage Facebook, leverage Instagram, leverage anything that you can leverage to understand what people are doing in your area, who those folks are that you can reach out to, get a helping hand, get some insight, get some mentorship, get some direction, and leverage these opportunities that we're describing this evening to move you towards your goal.
If they know you at church, if they know you at the ballpark, they're more likely to put your resume in someone's hand than someone that doesn't know them at all. So keep that in mind. Ask people, where do you work? I'm looking into pivoting into tech. Where do you work at a tech company? If you know somebody that works at a tech company, open your mouth.
Absolutely.
All right, let's jump into some questions.
Who's got questions?
See.
We've
Joseph,
got answers.
Welcome, Joseph.
What's going on, Joe Brooks? Okay, let's see what Joe is asking this evening. What are your thoughts on adding a small professional picture of yourself to the header of your resume? That's a very interesting question, Joe. Let me give you my honest answer. My honest answer is it's not necessary. I don't think that anyone is looking for that on the resume. What we're looking for is the information around your skill sets, your accomplishments, and how you are translating what that can do to help that company. Now, I will say conversely, is that typically whenever I'm interviewing someone, I will directly go to their LinkedIn. Right. So
we need to do a whole show on LinkedIn and what that should look like.
So my point there is that in terms of your picture, you want the professional picture to be on LinkedIn, right? Not the picture where you got your arm around somebody and you cropped it out. That's, you want something professionally taken, high resolution on LinkedIn, and you want to make sure that LinkedIn is nice and clean and doing the similar things that we're describing for the resume. So I wouldn't worry about the picture on the resume. I would definitely worry about the picture on LinkedIn.
All right. And what's the other question?
Joe's got another question?
Yeah.
All right. What else you got, Joe? Let's see. How important are internships with respect to your professional resume and your professional experience on your resume? So I would say, Joe, if you're someone who has had the benefit of having some awesome internships, absolutely. Another thing I'll say is that a lot of companies have programs that can help you like re-enter the workforce. I know Amazon specifically and AWS have kind of like I forget exactly the terminology they use, but essentially it's like a return to work program, right? So maybe you are a mother. Maybe you worked in tech 15 years ago and you're a mother and you've been doing some stay-at-home stuff, rearing children, executing homeschooling, right, doing the panorama and all of these kinds of things. And so now, okay, you've got your child situated and now they're gone on to whatever it is that they're doing, and you want to move back into the workforce. Well, there are companies that are looking for people, because all companies are looking for people and looking for the right people. Now you can frame up those skills, that experience, and even though it's not like super new, then you can use that as an entree into, hey, if you've got this program over here, if you'll help me, if you'll be patient with me, if you'll train me, I promise you I will do X, Y, and Z 1, 2, 3 as my resume from 15 years ago demonstrates, right? So that's one example of what you can do when you don't have internships and those kinds of things. But again, back to will you put that question back up?
Yeah.
But again, back to the question, Joe, is that the professional, the resume, the professional experience is really all about solving problems for companies, right? I tell people all the time, I feel like I am a professional problem solver. I solve problems all day. That's what I do. And so the point is that if you can demonstrate that on your resume, that's really what you're looking for. Not so much that you don't have all of these different jobs or the internships, rather. It's really more about what does the resume convey, and can a recruiter look at their resume and say, this person has the attributes that we need in this company.
It's about the skills. I'm going to go ahead and share my resume. I can't share Heath's because I'm not Heath.
You sharing your resume? You sharing your LinkedIn?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Not my resume, my LinkedIn. Hold on, let me get rid of this.
Okay.
All right, guys. So what you want? How come my picture isn't? Oh, you know what?
What happened, baby?
Where's my picture?
What happened to your picture?
That's so weird.
Where'd it go?
Okay, here. Let me do this.
Oh, is it
I'm just
because
gonna
you're
go
not
it.
there? There it is.
Okay. So I have a professional picture.
Uh-huh.
It's a headshot straight on.
Yep.
Right. Straight on headshot. You want a good, clear headshot. I don't put a lot in this area here. Where I work, where I went to school, keep it really, really simple. Okay, so here we have where I am currently. And if you notice here, I'm putting down all of my accomplishments. If you want to see more, of course, they can click and see all of my accomplishments.
Queen Trace is a beast.
You want to put that there. It's hard to find people that can do things like this. And then down here, you put exactly what you did.
Okay.
So the thing you want to keep in mind is what did you do? What kind of awards did you get? So that's what you want in this area here, okay? And then you put that every single time. You put that at the top. You put that at the top every single time. Every single time you put that at the top.
Yeah, we'll have to do a deep dive into LinkedIn strategy. Maybe we can get one of our
There's
recruiter
a lot
friends.
of good ways to have that LinkedIn because we get a lot of hits on LinkedIn. So if you can get your LinkedIn tight with the right words, with the right verbiage, with the things they're looking for, then you can really, really get those hits that you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting recruited on LinkedIn probably
It's ridiculous.
At least once or twice a week.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I might go a week or two and not get a note in my inbox. But these are unsolicited notes. I'm not out looking for a job.
Not looking.
People are just going, "Hey, your background looks to be like someone that we would like to have in our organization.
Right.
Can we have a discussion about an opportunity that we have?"
Exactly.
All the time. All the time.
Okay, and we got another question.
Reality doll. What's up, reality doll? Regular on this show and our other show. Absolutely. So reality doll is asking, do you have any recommendations for an MBA with a business and sales background? Is there a particular job I should target? I have a technology and software sales background. Look at you, reality doll.
Yes.
Go on and get that bag out there. Okay, so also a couple things about MBA, and just understand that the lens that I'm speaking through, reality doll, is someone who does not have an MBA. Okay, so and the only reason I give you that edification is that some people who have MBAs may feel really strongly about them, and other people might say, well, you know, it's
so
it's
you are an interviewer at AWS. How do they feel about MBAs?
Yeah, but so when I'm interviewing people in the environment that I'm in, to Tracy's point, I do work for AWS currently, and I do interview people currently. I'm not looking for the MBA.
No,
it's just not something. It's just not something I'm looking for.
It's just
now,
something.
if you have one, that's great.
It is. It's great. It's something about tech. It's just not. It doesn't get that same. I don't know what's the word I want to use, but I've never had anyone say to me, "Oh, and they have to have an MBA."
Right. Now, having said that, maybe there are some high level C positions, VP positions that an MBA certainly can help you. But in terms of the roles that pay in the tech space, tech pays well, and some of the roles that pay the most in tech are the sales roles, right? So I said that to say that you're already there. You're already in the right place, in the right space.
Right there.
Right? So now it really becomes about skill sets, things that you've done, things that you can do, right? So you could get a certification or some type of specific maybe cloud capability, add some things to your arsenal, be able to articulate that as you're engaged with.
I think she should target account manager
Mm-hmm.
or lead generator.
And so the point is that if you do that, you will be able to increase your income probably more so than you would by just having the MBA.
Yeah, most definitely. I say definitely look for account managers.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the sales experience, you don't need to be a lead generator. If people offer you that, it depends on how much they're paying. Lead generators can make $150,000 easy, but because you already have a sales background, I would look for account manager.
Yeah.
I would go for the bag. I would go for that.
It's about the skill sets and the leadership.
And then when you focus on that, make sure, especially in sales, you are showing on your resume, on your LinkedIn, your accomplishments within sales.
There you go.
Are you hitting your quotas?
Right.
Are you exceeding your quota every year? Are you getting any kind of championships? Are you getting any kind of rewards? Are you having quarterly rewards? Are you whatever the awards are related to that? Make sure that's on your resume. It's your brag book. Make sure everything, you could just sit down and just look at all the we call it the crystal. Look at all the crystal you have and see and put that on your resume.
People hire salespeople to move the needle.
That's what they want. They want performers.
Every company has multiple jobs, and nobody gets paid until something gets sold.
Everybody needs salespeople. A lot of people say, I don't want to do sales. That's how you get into tech, to be honest with you.
If you can sell, you can get the bag. That's just what it is. Let's see what LaPreece is talking about. What's up, LaPreece? Would you recommend a CS degree to a senior in high school or boot camp?
Certifications, I think.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. I think that it really depends on how they bend. Right. And so if they're, a STEM type person or a STEAM type person, I think that a boot camp is excellent. Right. It's accelerated. It's going to be nice and to the point. You certainly can get the degree if that's their point of interest. But if they're not super interested, or if they have multiple interests, then I certainly would advocate for a boot camp of some type. Right. It gets them exposure. It dives deep. It dives quickly. And then they can add some other things to the more arrows to the quiver.
And it also shows them if they're going to be interested in that. That's the cool thing about boot camps, especially for high schoolers, is that it shows, okay, they are interested in that. Our son did that. He did a few of them. He was like, I don't want to do that. But the crazy thing about it is now his skills are so off the chain. At 19, he could probably go out and get a $200,000 job easy.
Yeah,
just because of the skills he's acquired over the last couple of years.
Yeah. So here's the other thing I'll say to LaPreece, right? I think that one thing I would advise for that high schooler is to really begin to ramp and prep themselves mentally for those internship opportunities in college, right? So begin to develop a kind of a list of target companies, of dream companies, and that will pay big dividends down the road.
It'll
right?
pay tuition too.
And so, so if they have a specific interest in some of these companies and they're close to you, or you can get access to them, I would highly advise that. Right? It's like if your child wants to work for Microsoft, they want to work for Amazon,
they pay
want to
$30,000
work for
to
Facebook,
$50,000 a summer.
they want to work for Google, they want to work for Nvidia, they want to whatever company it is. Right? You want to get the internships, and the internships start at least half a year before the summer.
Yep.
Right? And so I would just say get ahead of that piece, kind of set up that list, and then begin to ping those companies for those opportunities and understand the prerequisites that they have for those internships.
That's where they get their teams, their new grads from.
So when they start getting to junior, senior year, now they're going to be getting those offers.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So LaPreece said, I told my brother I was interested in switching from nursing to tech. He's interested in software engineering.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I mean, software
really
engineering is just a myriad of opportunity, and lots of ways you can go into tech. LaPreece, so we were kind of sharing with Reality. Well, that was Reality Doll that we were talking about, right? Yeah. Yeah. We were sharing with Reality Doll kind of the information opportunity around sales. Tracy and I have been very fortunate to, when we migrated from real estate sales, we migrated into tech sales. And so between us, we probably have 25 years of experience in tech or more. And so, and all of that has been in sales or around the sales ecosystem. So what's so cool about that is that we've made our share of money because we not only had these great jobs and these great tech companies, but we were also
money. That's funny, baby.
Let me say, I was trying to put it in a way. So the point is that not only have we done well by being in tech, in conjunction with just being in tech, we've been in sales in tech.
Yep.
So now where you're in sales in tech, you have kind of your nice tech salary, right? But then you also have commissions, and then you also have
commissions.
You have spiffs, like special incentive to sell
You have
certain
trips.
types of things.
Yep.
There's trips. There's
It's
vacations. There's club. There's
It's a lot of cool things. It's a cool job.
RSUs.
Sales and tech is a very cool job.
Yeah. So there you go.
So pivot point. We wanted to talk to you to end the night on remembering how to take care of yourself while you're searching for a job or taking this pivot.
Yep. Yep. So one of the things about the job search, they say that, you should treat your job search like a job, right? And so if you're expending 40 hours a week or those kinds of things on searching for a job, I mean, that can just really be taxing on you. So you got to make sure that you take care of yourself. You got to make sure that you talk nicely to yourself. So we're going to give you a few tips here. So one is, remember that none of this is personal. Nobody is like, oh, Lapreece is getting on my nerves and she applying for these jobs. And so it's like, you are just another piece of paper. It's not personal. People are not coming for you. They're not like have some kind of agenda where they're trying to keep you out of the company. So just understand that it's not personal. And just because you didn't get the role doesn't mean that you're not good.
No,
that
it
you're
doesn't.
not, that you wouldn't be good for that company. It just means that you didn't get that particular job. So don't go down the rabbit hole thinking woe is me and so forth and so on. Just move on.
He interviews all the time, and when I'll ask him about it, and he'll say, no, they won't get it. But he doesn't talk about them like a dog or anything.
Right.
He just talks about why they won't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing personal, or they've been encouraged to apply for another job.
Yeah. And then another tip there is that, you can always come back another 6 months, a year, or 2 years, and you can apply for the same kind of role.
Yeah, don't take it personally.
So don't take it personally. That's number one. Number two is that you want to create something to look forward to every week, right? So the idea is that, hey, you're doing your job search and you're going through that process. It's not going to yield immediate results. And so what you want to do is just understand that, hey, it might affect your ego a little bit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't frame who you are.
Yeah. Take a break from it. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Take a break from it.
Step back from it. Take a break. It's all good. All right. So another thing is that you want to give yourself wins to celebrate.
WIN.
What can you celebrate about your job search, right? You won't get results immediately, but hey, what you can do is say, hey, I applied to X amount of roles today, and that was my goal. Hey, I got a call back from one of the jobs that I applied for. I'm super excited. Hey, I know that I have a resume with my dream company, and I made a contact there, and they are presenting my information to a recruiter. Hey, that's a win, right? So just find things to celebrate along the way. All right. The next thing you want to do is limit the amount of hours, right? And so the idea is, hey, I'm going hard. I'm grinding, right? I'm doing 50 hours, 60 hours a week trying to get this job and that kind of thing. Look, you can drive yourself crazy doing that, right? So understand it's a process. Organize yourself. Create a strategy. If your goal is 30 hours a week, if it's 40 hours a week, if it's 20 hours a week, whatever it is that you want to devote to your job search, execute it, right? But then, make sure that you're making time for other things, taking care of yourself, those kinds of things. Don't be tempted to spend every waking hour in the day or night doing the job search. And make sure you set that time up and then stick to that framework you set for yourself. And then take a break, right? Take a break. Sometimes it's like the Lord might be speaking to you. Okay, hey, let's pause for a month. Okay, go internally. Take some walks. Recenter yourself. Right? Get back on your meditation grind. Whatever it is that you need to do to recenter and take a break from the grind of finding the work. Right? And then sometimes all kinds of cool things can come to you in doing that. So make sure that you're mindful about that. Careers are marathons. They are not sprints. So pace yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Rome wasn't built in a day. If there's anything else you'd add to that list, put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
I love a lot of those, babe.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's anything you want to add to that list, I'm going to go ahead and get in here, y'all.
Uh-oh, hit your car. It's Queen Tracy.
Okay,
Queen
hi, guys.
Tracy.
Yeah,
Queen
anything you want to
Tracy's
add to
in
that
the
list,
shot.
go ahead. I think it's really important when you're seeking a tech job
Mm-hmm.
that you take it easy on yourself, especially when you're trying to pivot into tech. We talk about pivoting into tech
Mm-hmm.
every week because we know how much it changed our lives.
Yep.
We know how much it poured into our children.
Mm-hmm.
We understand the people that we've met, the friends that we've made,
Mm-hmm.
and just understanding the knowledge of what's going on right now in our world. So much is changing. We're at such a pivotal point in our country, in our world, and tech is definitely the future. And I think as a community, we need to open our eyes and really, really look at what is coming our way, and we need to grab the bull by the horns and ride it. I was looking at, I think it was a PBS special today,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about how a lot of people resigned. A lot of people resigned from their jobs.
The Great Resignation.
The Great Resignation. And I was thinking, oh, you know, everybody thinks, oh, it's these tech jobs. It's not tech jobs. Everybody was thinking it was the service jobs and everything. Well, come to find out, y'all, it was tech jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Tech jobs they were resigning from. Also, they were resigning from healthcare jobs because it's a shortage. It's a shortage in the industry.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and say it was a lot of lighter persuasion folk out there resigning from these jobs because they weren't getting what they thought they should get out of it. But what has happened since they've left is there's a void there.
Yep.
So now employers are paying more. They're being a little bit more lenient with the qualifications. And it's a good time for us to jump in there and get these jobs because what they're doing is they're finding their way and they're finding themselves and they're building whatever with that savings account. But let me tell you something, when that savings account runs out, they're going to be looking for these jobs again.
Right.
But we need to be in there with these jobs already. So
Strike
this
while the iron's hot.
strike. We need to strike while the iron is hot. We need to jump in there and get these jobs. Get your certifications up. Don't be afraid. Ask people who work in corporate and work in tech. What do you guys have going on?
Yep.
How do I get in there?
Yep.
We have to do this right now. We have to jump in here and we have to figure out how to grab this part of the economy. When they talk about the gap in the wage gap and this, it's because women of color and men of color are not in these positions. And I can tell you, we are not. I'm always the only black woman in the room and I'm sick of it. I want some people who look like me in there. So all you got to do is get that certification, get that. Everything that we showed you tonight is a good way to start. Start it, and you can do it within a year, 2 years at the most. You can be in there 6 figures plus. So don't take it for granted that it's always going to be there. We need to build this up. We need to get out there. We need to get these jobs.
Yeah.
Y'all. And if you don't want a job, that's on you. That's fine. I like having a job. I have other things. I'm an entrepreneur also. We've owned a coffee bar. We've owned a lot of different stuff. We've owned real estate. But let me tell you something about having a job. It's steady, consistent income with benefits.
Yeah. And 2 points I'll make to cap that off, baby. That was beautifully said.
I'm really passionate about that.
I think
if you can't tell.
I think one is that the income is there, the opportunity is there. 2, I am having ID&E conversations every day.
They're on it, guys. They want to hire us.
Every day I'm having ID&E conversations. And for those of you that don't know what ID&E is.
Tell them what ID&E is.
Inclusion, diversity, and equity. And so the point is that they're looking for brown folk, they're looking for women, they're looking for people across the spectrum, right, in terms of identification and how they identify and all of those cool things. And so the point of the matter is the opportunity is there. The opportunity is there, and the money is there, and the roles are open. So let's get it.
Yeah, if you want to consult with Heath, he will take that time out and talk to you about what steps you need to take. If you need help with we gave you all the free stuff. Don't spend a lot of money on people just giving you the regular stuff. Join our show on Tuesday nights. Listen to us for an hour. Ask your questions. Right? Tell us who you want us to bring on and talk to. But don't go out and just buy people's courses and spend money trying to find a job. You need to put that money towards certifications. You need to put that money toward building your skills up. Okay? Because that's what you need. You don't need to pay money to have somebody tell you what to do, how to get a job. You need to get your skills up. If you're going to spend money on certification, spend money on getting your skills up, spend money on joining groups and joining networks. Okay?
Absolutely.
That's what you want to do. You don't want to be out here spending money just to listen to somebody all the time. We want to see you execute. So like I said, when you come here on Tuesday night, bring a pencil and bring a piece of paper.
Bring your pens.
And
bring your
write
papers.
it down and then execute. I wish I could hold you accountable, but as a community, we need to hold one another accountable. And if you're here talking to us tonight, listening to Heath and how he's pouring into you, we don't have to do this, but we feel it's so necessary. We feel it's so necessary for you all to jump on bandwagon, whatever you want to call it. Get the coins, guys. Get the coins here. We've been able to provide for our family, put kids through college. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot that you need to understand is available to you in these companies. These big companies out here are paying big money. And like I said, don't forget, go on Blind and see what they paying. You will get motivated really quickly.
What else we got, baby?
I went to Europe. That's great. Welcome to the now. That's right.
Please understand.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we enjoyed our time with you. I'm really passionate about this, and that's what y'all hear in my voice.
We know you passionate, baby. They know you passionate.
Thank you for joining Heath this evening.
Queen Tracy brings the fire. She always adds to the show, the super producer, Miss Tracy. We appreciate you. So join me next Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST. If you want to learn how to get this bag, let me know. I'm going to be here. I hope you will too.
All right, guys. Have a great evening.
Peace. 2 fingers.